Hey folks, this is Vint with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and once again, we're going to check out Heroes of Hammerwatch 2. Today, we'll be talking a little bit about enchanting. This video is primarily for beginners, but there is a trick that you can use in order to get enchanting resources a bit more quickly. We'll get into that a little bit later. For now, let's go ahead and focus on what enchanting is and what you can do at the enchanting table. So you're not going to have access to the enchanter at first. You have to keep upgrading your guild hall until you finally get access to the enchanter. And even if you don't build it right away, that's okay. You might be focusing on your chapel or your blacksmith. There's a lot of different buildings that demand your resources. But once you do build tier 1 of the enchanter, you'll start finding blueprints in the environment that can be then added to your enchanting table. So you'll have to grind a little bit to find all of those blueprints. And then at tier 2, you'll start finding the rare blueprints. So even if you have constructed both tier 1 and tier 2, you're still going to have to go out and find all the blueprints in order to make full use of your enchanting table. So let's walk through how the enchanting process actually works. I went ahead and switched to my wizard here. As you can see, he's level 40 at the moment. Cap is level 45. I'm pushing NG5 with him. And I have a green staff here that I need to upgrade to blue. And I also need to modify it the way I like it. So let's go ahead and do that now. We're going to walk on down to the enchanting table. And keep in mind, my town is completely upgraded. My guild hall is completely upgraded. And depending on how upgraded your guild hall actually is, things may be in different places. But when you've got the fully upgraded guild hall, it's to the left of the blacksmith area here, next to the magic shop. So we're going to talk to this person here. And as soon as you jump in, you'll see, hey, do you want to upgrade your staff? Now keep in mind, you have to have it equipped in order to see it on this menu. So if it's not showing up here, make sure that you actually have the item equipped that you're trying to modify. In this case, we do want to upgrade it to rare at the cost of red gems. We'll talk about those resources later, but primarily there are blue gems and red gems that you have to collect in the environment and then spend here in order to modify things. We're going to go ahead and click this button to upgrade to rare. And it's as simple as that. It is now upgraded to blue, and it has an extra couple of words at the end. So it used to be Scorching Master Firestaff. Now it is Scorching Master Firestaff of Precision, because you've upgraded it to a blue item. That of Precision is a new modifier that was randomly put there. So whenever you upgrade an item from green to blue, it's going to add something at the end at random. Now, to determine what that actually is, what does of precision mean? We're going to click on the enchant button, and you'll note there's two tabs. One says scorching on it, which is the adjective, the beginning that describes the staff, and then you've got of precision. So you can toggle between the two tabs. Now keep in mind, these are the blueprints that you'll be finding in the environment. You may not have all of these if you're watching this video and discovering enchanting for the first time. You may not have any of these. You'll have to go out into the world and find these blueprints. I believe I have them all, but don't quote me on it. I haven't found any blueprints in the last couple of days since I've been playing. So this scorching is one thing you can modify, and this of precision is another thing that you can modify. And if you want to modify the first tab, you'll be using blue gems to do that. If you want to modify the second tab with the blue text, that's going to cost you some red gems. So now the question becomes, what am I going to put on my staff? Well, let's go ahead and take a look. I'm currently running a fire mage, so I kind of want things that are going to be focused around that. Now, this says scorching already, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I mean, that's not bad. If I toggle between this and this, you can see off to the left the differences. Right now, I've got 133 fire damage on this staff, along with weapon crit chance. That weapon crit chance is actually coming from the of precision, which we'll get to in a little bit. Right now, we're simply modifying the first part of this staff, which is the scorching part. And I've already got fire damage by default. I think what I'm gonna do is add some spell power, because spell power is good. It affects all of my skills. So I'm gonna go ahead and change this to powerful rather than scorching. All right, done. Once you click on it, that's it. You gotta be careful. There's no prompt. There's no prompt confirming that you want it to be done. You click on it, you're spending resources. Just keep that in mind. Be very careful about this. We're going to just tab over here to of precision. And looking through all of these, like I said, the current way this is handled with of precision, it's giving me 5% weapon crit chance. I don't care about that. Let's go into something maybe a bit better. I'm thinking, how about of conflagration? Yeah, sure. That will give me fire resistance penetration. So out of all of them, I mean, there's Sundering, which is armor penetration, corrosion, poison resistance penetration. Down here, there's blindness and silence and confusion. But if I'm going to be a fire mage, I think I'm going to want some fire resistance penetration. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And that's going to spend my red gems on the bottom of this window here. And boom, I have now completely modified this staff the way I like it. To run you through another example of that, I do have a new chest piece that I just got that I also want to enchant. So I'm going to go over to the enchanting table here, find it, and click the enchant button. And first it says rejuvenating, which it looks like it's giving me dexterity on the very top there. If I scroll through the list, you can see the top, like on the top left there, you can see the attributes are changing: intelligence, strength, focus, armor, mana regen. Out of all of these, I kind of like keen because as a wizard, I want intelligence. Intelligence is what drives my spell power stat. So I'm going to go ahead and click on keen for the first tab and then jump over to the of efficiency. Now that of efficiency is, let's see, if we scroll down, out of all of these, which one am I going to want? The of efficiency right now, it looks like it's minus 15% spell mana cost, which is not bad. But I think I like this better. Just flat out spell damage of prowess. I mean, there are going to be different blueprint names, like modifiers for different pieces of equipment. You're not going to find these specific ones on, say, a cape or the gloves. They're going to be slightly different, so just keep that in mind. But I'm going to go ahead and change this to of prowess. So now I've got keen gilded robe of prowess, and that gives me intelligence and extra spell damage. That'll serve me well for blowing things up. So as you can see, it is pretty expensive to enchant equipment. Now, you're going to be finding new equipment all the time, and on top of that, you've got 7 different characters. So you've got, what, 5-6 pieces of equipment for each character that you're going to be enchanting, and there's 7 characters. How in the world are you supposed to keep up with this? And on top of that, how do you even earn it? Once the Enchanter Tier 1 is constructed, you'll start noticing some extra stuff on your little score sheet at the end of your run. You'll see that your trinkets are actually being recycled into resources, specifically the blue and red gems I was talking about earlier. Your common trinkets and your uncommon trinkets will recycle into the blue ones, and your rare trinkets and your purple, I guess, epic trinkets will be recycled into the red gems. So how do you earn these resources a bit more quickly? Well, I mean, you could just play the game, have fun with it, which is perfectly fine. Just go on a run, get your trinkets, find your blueprints, fine. You could totally do that. That's what the game's all about. But if you want to grind out the resources faster, the blue and red gems, what you can do is take your beefiest character on an NG0 run and find the Citadel on the Forest 1 level and light all 4 candles and just beat that arena. You'll be granted a bunch of trinkets, and then you can just end your run from there and score some blue and red gems from the recycler. So that'll take you maybe 3 to 5 minutes. You don't have to bring any drinks with you. You don't have to enable anything. Just make it a 0-cost run, And if you're having trouble finding the Citadel, remember, it's just off of the main path. So follow the dirt road and then branch off from the dirt road and you'll find the Citadel. Typically, it's along a path, a very long path that's not a dirt road. So yeah, once you do that repeatedly, you'll come across a lot of blue and red gems that way. So that's one way to beat the grind of having to continuously get these gems. Now, another way is to simply find blueprints quickly, and that's just dash through the level as quickly as you can. Just dash through it looking for blueprints. Think of Heroes of Hammerwatch 1 and taking your paladin through the Pyramid DLC, the desert areas, looking for the statue blueprints. It's the same concept. Dash through the level. Maybe use your rogue. I don't care. Just dash through the level, find your blueprints, just keep progressing. You have to make sure, though, that your characters are beefy enough to do this. And there you have it. I think this is a good place to end the video simply because it's already 10 minutes and I do respect your time. But hopefully this helps beginners out. You'll now know what enchanting is and what you can do with the enchanting table and how to possibly get those blueprints and those resources slightly faster. It involves going off the path of actually playing the game. You'll have to dash through levels and, find blueprints. And if you want to grind out the Citadel 10 times for resources, that's totally up to you. If you enjoy the grind and need the resources and want to enchant on a regular basis, you may have to, because enchanting is expensive as it stands right now. But anyway, this is Vince. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all next time. Take care.